High 5D Voyagers. Today we're going to be talking about core beliefs and actually why I kind of rejected or resistant to those things initially, and I actually switched my stance on it, and how switching out my core beliefs has made my conscious creation process a lot more simpler. And this is how I consciously create and manifest, so you don't necessarily have to internalize it for yourself. I've created a lot of confusion for myself by inheriting limiting beliefs of other coaches or other conscious creators. I was first introduced to core beliefs by Listen to Your Inner You. Her name is Babs, and I booked a session with her, and I'm really grateful for it. At first I was very resistant to it, but once I started to apply these in terms of affirmations, I noticed huge shifts in my manifestational power. So I like to think about core beliefs in terms of almost a tree. And I used to try and kind of force a lot of things through manifestational process, but once you get the core beliefs in alignment, it really starts to change things. And I'm not trying to affirm this, but some of us have rotted roots of core beliefs. And I drew this little tree here, and they are: I'm chosen, I'm good enough, I'm more than enough, I'm worthy, I'm safe, I'm secure, I'm deserving. Those are just some of them. You can explore a little bit more as well. And then there's the trunk beliefs above, which is like, everything always works out for me, everything in my life is lovely and easy. Those are some umbrella beliefs or trunk beliefs that I've inherited for myself. And then up in here, your beliefs are creating the offspring of your thoughts and assumptions. So the job, the relationship, the house, the car, these thoughts and assumptions are originating deep down here from the beliefs. So if the roots are rotted, then the fruit just won't taste as sweet. So working to align those core beliefs will essentially remove the thousands of offsprings or negative thoughts that you have associated with this. So for example, if you have the belief that I am not chosen, then that will show up in terms of not being chosen in terms of competition, not chosen in terms of jobs, not chosen in terms of relationships, not chosen for things. If you have the belief that, I'm not worthy, you'll constantly be naturally creating on autopilot, auto program situations for yourself where you're going to be trying to prove your worth in relationships to things. So the process of changing core beliefs, there's a few different things. If you affirm that you don't have any resistance, then that will create your reality. The process that I did it through was a few months ago. I would say in the middle of the winter, I started to just affirm every single day: I'm worthy, I'm good enough, I'm more than enough, I'm deserving, I'm safe, I'm secure, I'm chosen, over and over again. I would even go through a process of texting myself this back and forth when I'd be lying in bed at night, or even I have some friends and we call it 4D scripting or 4D texting, where we text back and forth our affirmations. And what happens with that is when you start to affirm something as deep as a core belief, I liken it to turning on the lights and the cockroaches are going to scatter. So things are going to come to the surface in order to get cleared out. Because if you're a person who feels worthy, good enough, deserving, cherished, chosen, safe, secure, if you have those beliefs, those thoughts will disappear, but they have to be almost dimensionally detoxed out. Other coaches refer to it as the purge. I refer to it as the dimensional detox. So it's like a bleeding out of a detox. And even Neville Goddard says sometimes when you cut off the head of the snake, it's going to bleed out for a little bit. So this is kind of what resistance is. You might see some situations or things where you don't feel those core beliefs. So I did it through a process of conscious affirmational work for myself. And what happened is I was flooded. When I started to affirm that I was chosen, I was flooded with situations, memories for the past 15 years when I wasn't chosen, or even further back into my childhood when I wasn't chosen as well. And it was quite heavy, but moving through that and understanding what that process is, it can help to provide you a lot of peace during that step as well. And then once that kind of gets into place, you feel a lot different and things will show up differently around you. There's another way to do it as well, which is using subliminals. And I've been creating my own subliminals for over a year now. And that's really effective. It's like using the process of yoga nidra in order to inject beliefs into the subconscious mind, because the conscious mind is asleep and the portal of the subconscious mind is wide open through that state akin to sleep or dream state as well. And it can get released in your dream state or kind of this astrological or astral healing itself. So that's another way to do it as well. And you can also affirm in that you don't have any resistance to these beliefs. That being said, I did experience some heavy resistance as well. And even when I was saying, pardon, that I was worthy, I experienced something the very next day when someone almost told me that I was sinful. And I am not against organized religions, but I do not align with institutions themselves, because it's like this weird dichotomy of constantly affirming that you're sinful and you're not worthy, and then simultaneously you have the potential to be a god. I think we're all God incarnate here on earth. We all have God and goddess consciousness, and that we're worthy, that we're born worthy, and that we're gonna die worthy as well. So working on getting the core beliefs in alignment, I feel really actually helps to change things as well. I was working with a client the other day, and we talked about how she felt like she needed commitment from her divine counterpart. And I said, what does that need for commitment actually come from? It comes from a feeling of actually wanting to feel safe and secure. But if you create that belief in yourself, I'm safe and secure, that will show up in every single situation experienced around you. So I hope you enjoyed this message. I love you, I value, I accept you. We are all limitless. As I speak it, I create it, so be filled with a kiss.